This Squidward
Just
needs
curious,
to
when do you guys want to quit?
You guys, I have nothing better to do.
I don't
have
either.
to stop at 3. But
So, do we want to just stop at 3?
if I don't have any lines, you guys can continue reading through some of it.
But then you won't know all about
Yeah, and you won't know what happens.
Okay.
You won't know about shitting magic and the glowing bacon.
The glowing
Okay.
bacon, doom, death, and destruction.
Alright. Chapter 8. ... OMG.
It's Omg?
No, only if it's not capitalized. Gods, get it? We walked all day through the woods and soon we got to California the next day. It was the desert where we were. So I didn't wear my jacket. Instead, I stuck it in my backpack that Nico and Albaster were fighting over who carried for me. But my bow and arrow were on the ready because this was the desert of monsters. Also, I carried Agamemnon and Telmelchus was around my neck, the locket kind.
I'm so confused.
There's chocolate hellhounds in the desert of the desert of monsters.
The desert of
How did they get from New York to California by just walking through the woods?
I know, it makes no sense. I know, they just walked through the woods to California.
Where are the woods in New York?
It was a walk and everything was hot, especially Nico. Lol. We came to a bridge that was old and made of sticks tied together and it hung above a big cliff.
We must cross this bridge,
said Albaster, but it was a drop 500 sheer feet all the way to sharp stalactites at the bottom. We looked over the edge and saw some skeletons there who got impaled because they fell. Omg! I yelled. See, like the name of the chapter. Because 15 monsters were running at us from the other side of the bridge. There were 3 monitors. And Empusa thirsted for blood, but I was impervious because I was part Empusa now. Also, 6 Telkines and 6 Hellhounds. Note, those are 16 monsters, not 15. I would just like to point that out.
And if Hellhounds aren't chocolate, they don't exist.
Empusa doesn't count because she's immune. Therefore, it's 15.
The other guys aren't immune.
They might as well be.
The first monitor flunged himself on me. Not in that way, you pervs. I cut his stomach and something fell out. It was his spleen, but people can live without their spleen, so I stabbed him again. Then I shot the Empusa and the arrow went through her head and kept going, so it killed the Hellhounds too.
I'm so confused.
All 6 of them. Nico swung his sword in an arc, so he hit a boat. 3 monitor heads rolled in the air and exploded like dust. Albaster shot magic at the Telkines. They all got confussed and killed each other's men. Ivy threw rocks at them too. Just when I thought we win, more monsters poured from the cliff. I stood with my back against Nico. I was ready to go down fighting like an hunteress should. The monitor axe cut me a little before, so I had a sexy scar on the right side of my lip to my chin. I looked proud and dangerous.
Trying to picture that. Scars are not attractive at first, just putting it out there.
No.
And even at that, how is it that she somehow cut a guy's spleen out, yet everyone else turns to dust?
Yep.
Are they not actually using the swords that were meant for this? I know that for some reason Nico's using iron, which doesn't work. And all of
it's
this...
okay.
So confused.
It's alright, it's alright.
Because it provides with entertainment.
Don't think about it too much.
And all that I'm thinking of all of this is, how did 3 chapters ago did she wield all 3 weapons at the same time?
True.
There are too many, Flavia.
Flava.
There are too many, Flava Flav.
Yelled Ivy.
We need to run away.
No, I yelled. Let them come. I stabbed with Agamemnon and transformed Telemachus into a whip. It lashed mighty and split 3 monsters in halves as it cut through the air like a steel snake.
We will die, you know,
said Ivy. Then we will die like heroes, I said. I will go to Elysium and be with Luke forever.
Isn't that basically copying Gladiator?
He's already copying quote-unquote Percy Jackson.
Wait, your heart is still his?
Said Albaster confusedly. I opened my mouth to say yes, but then I stopped. Image of Nevo's firm abs and Albaster's sensitive faces misted in my eyes. For a first time, I was not sure anymore. The monsters were all dead now, so we walked on the bridge. It was 700 feet high, not 500, and the winds howled around us like storms with tornadoes. Ivy bitched and moaned, but I narrowed my lips and pressed on. The bridge was long, so it took us another day to get to the edge of it, and the rest of the desert stretched in front of us. It was a depressing sight.
Technically, if the desert drops at all, it's called a depression.
Ooh.
Technically, they somehow got to California
Yeah.
from
Yeah,
New York
we can
in a day.
now travel
Through the
we
forest.
don't need planes anymore to get to California over in
just
such
have
a
to
short time.
You just have to get lost in the woods. Eventually, you'll end up in California.
Yep.
I'll be right back.
That's a great
All right.
idea.
Cool.